When the storm of evil approaches, a mermaid emerges to save twin children in a moment between life and death, as their wicked stepfather plots their murder by a raging river. The ending will leave you shivering. This is more than just a story of life and death. It is a testament to the incredible power of the ocean and the sacred bond of motherhood. Follow our channel, African Tales Best, to uncover mysteries never before revealed and step into a world where justice, kindness, and miracles always walk side by side. Once upon a time, beneath the clear blue sky and warm sunlight of Savannah, Georgia, there was a small seaside village, home to an ancient African-American community. It was a peaceful place, yet it also held many stories filled with sadness and hope. Here, amidst the salty ocean breeze and the rhythmic crashing of the waves, lived a woman named Amara, a symbol of pure beauty and profound wisdom. Her beauty was not only in her gentle appearance and sparkling eyes, but also in her passionate soul, overflowing with love and resilience. Amara once lived happily with her beloved husband, a talented salt merchant who had built a flourishing business from tiny grains of salt weathered by time. However, fate cruelly severed their happiness when her husband was lost at sea, leaving an unbearable grief in the gentlewoman's heart. That loss became a deep wound, an everlasting sorrow. Yet in her darkest moments, Amara learned to transform her pain into a source of strength, pressing on through life with unwavering hope. After the tragedy, Amara had to shoulder the responsibility of raising their twin children, Kani and Kira, as the precious remnants of a love now lost. The two children, with their bright eyes and radiant brown skin glowing in the sunlight, quickly became the pride of the village. Every smile, every innocent glance from Kani and Kira warmed Amara's heart, helping her endure the long days filled with pain and loneliness. Each evening, as the sun set, the small family gathered together, listening to the wind whispering softly through the leaves, and Amara once again felt the vibrant pulse of love and hope, even though everything had changed and could never be the same again. Despite the lingering ache of losing her beloved husband, Amara refused to yield to adversity. She decided to carry forward her family's legacy, turning their ancestral salt farm into a renewed source of pride. Not just producing valuable grains of salt, but also symbolizing persistence and determination. Each day, as dawn's soft hues appeared, she tended to her fields, nurturing every grain of salt as if it were a precious dream. Each drop of her sweat was a testament to her belief in a brighter future. Amara's diligence, perseverance, and passion spread throughout the village, instilling pride and trust in the power of resilience in every villager's heart. Yet this newfound peace was soon disrupted by an unexpected event. A mysterious man appeared through the misty haze of the morning, carrying with him an air of the past and promises for the future. His arrival was like a fresh breeze, igniting both longing and deep suspicion hidden within Amara's soul. Could fate be offering her a second chance? Or was it merely the echo of her past, beckoning her into a new chapter filled with challenges and possibilities? In that moment, amid the bustling villagers and turbulent waves of destiny, Amara stood at a crossroads, between the lasting ache of the past and the hope for a new beginning. Her story became a bittersweet ballad filled with sorrow yet pulsating with life, touching the hearts of everyone who heard it. The delicate balance between pain and belief, memory and desire, painted a vivid portrait of life, leaving one mesmerized by the vast beauty of humanity and fate. Sefu, a man with a mature demeanor like a ghost emerging from the distant south, suddenly appeared in the village with a cold yet captivating charm. His eyes, sharp and deeply mysterious, seemed to conceal an untold story, leaving everyone intrigued. When Sefu stepped into Amara's life, he brought with him the aura of a bygone era, embodying values and lifestyles that were distinctly different, like a cool breeze quietly drifting through the narrow streets of the village. From the very first days, Sefu appeared kind and remarkably capable. He quickly proved his worth, showing both sharp business acumen and effectiveness in helping Amara manage the farm, a place where she had been nurturing her hopes for a stable future following a painful tragedy. Sefu's professionalism and calm demeanor created a protective shield for Amara, who had endured so much loneliness and loss. In the eyes of the adults, he was a reliable shoulder, someone they could lean on when life became difficult. With an elegant manner, smooth voice, and gentle smile, Sefu gradually won over the trust of the villagers, who were initially suspicious of strangers. His way of speaking, infused with subtlety and confidence, drew the attention of everyone around him. He seemed to master the art of crafting a narrative of comfort and trust during life's weary moments. Gradually, the villagers forgot their initial doubts, welcoming him as a trusted companion, someone who could bring positive change to their small community. Yet, despite his outward perfection and friendliness, there was one unsettling detail: the way Sefu looked at Kani and Kira, Amara's twin children. In their eyes, Sefu didn't evoke the warmth or tenderness typically seen in fairy tale fathers. Instead, his gaze was cold, filled with unspoken thoughts and hidden schemes. Whenever he observed them, his face showed no joy or affection, but rather an evaluating gaze, as if silently measuring their worth through some secretive, unsettling calculation. Those glances seemed to reveal everything: that behind Sefu's polished exterior and charismatic demeanor lay hidden plots detectable only through careful observation. Although they were just children, Kani and Kira sensed something deeply troubling, something that caused them to feel cautious and afraid whenever Sefu approached. To them, his presence felt less like a fatherly figure and more like an intruder with eyes devoid of warmth, constantly scheming, ready to exploit others' trust for personal gain. While Amara, driven by loneliness and her deep yearning for a dependable partner, gradually opened her heart and placed her trust in Sefu, the sensitive souls of the children couldn't conceal their unease. This intersection of Amara's painful past and Sefu's peculiar presence created a complicated relationship, gradually overshadowing genuine trust and affection with confusing signs. Sefu's story was not merely about a stranger arriving with promises of comfort and support, but rather a tale of unspoken truths, a conflict between hopeful brightness and dark calculation, between the yearning for family bonds and the quiet fear silently threatening happiness. These moments, where affection intertwined with suspicion and sincerity mixed with hidden motives beneath an elegant smile, created a vivid psychological portrait. It raised profound questions about trust, love, and the protection of vulnerable souls in society. Was Sefu genuinely kind-hearted, or merely someone exploiting opportunities for his own hidden purposes? The answer remained a mystery, and this very ambiguity made the story even more compelling and deeply moving. When Sefu entered Amara's life, their marriage not only united them in love, but also bound them through a cunning property agreement. According to the rigid customs of the village law, property became jointly owned after marriage. However, hidden within those clauses lay a terrifying destiny. If Amara were to die, everything they had built would become the inheritance of her beloved children, Kani and Kira, precious remnants of her lost love and hope. But do not quickly believe that this would remain forever, because the village law concealed another horrific clause. If all three, Amara and her twins, were to vanish, then the immense fortune, from the tear-soaked salt fields to distant trading partnerships, would entirely fall into the hands of her current husband, Sefu. From that very moment, Sefu, with his refined appearance and warm yet cunning voice, began quietly crafting a sinister plot. Within his heart, no love or concern remained for Amara, the woman who once was his comfort and emotional support. Instead, his soul filled with greed and envy, harboring a ruthless plan to remove all obstacles and seize the enormous wealth for himself. The first step of his dark scheme involved poison, a concoction from rare medicinal leaves known only in the distant south, meticulously chosen by Sefu. These leaves were more than mere ingredients. They symbolized power and cruelty, bearing ancient secrets. Gradually, he mixed them into Amara's food, carefully and secretly, ensuring that no sign or suspicion would arise. Day by day, Amara's health deteriorated. Her complexion turned pale, like a shattered painting beneath cold moonlight. Pain seeped into every cell, every breath, turning her into a frail shadow amid the salt fields that had once symbolized her family's pride and dreams. Meanwhile, the innocent twins, Kani and Kira, who were the embodiments of Amara's hopes, could sense an increasingly cold and sinister aura surrounding Sifu. Each time he became angry, he showed neither care nor gentleness, only blind rage driving them from the farm. The image of the two frightened children running away, their eyes filled with confusion and terror, showed clearly their sense of constant threat from their false father. Each time Sefu spoke, his voice sounded like an alarm of fate, making the air around them unbearably tense. Inside Amara's modest home, moments no longer brought warmth and familial comfort, but instead a deep, enduring pain, a sigh of betrayal. Amara, who had weathered countless storms in life, was now having her life force slowly stripped away by each drop of poison, as if fate was systematically erasing the few sweet memories she had left. Day after day, anxiety and confusion spread through the village, as villagers who once admired and trusted Sefu began noticing increasingly suspicious signs. These wicked plans not only targeted Amara's life, but also exposed a heartbreaking truth. Love could never heal greed and cruelty. Sefu, with his gentle mask and composed manner, hid behind his soft smile a heart devoid of compassion. His story became not just a family tragedy, but a harsh reminder of the price paid when human hearts are clouded by selfish ambition. Against this backdrop, every passing second prolonged suffering, each drop of sweat falling to the earth, whispered of a traitor silently destroying innocent people's happiness. As darkness enveloped everything, the story of Amara, Kani, and Kira turned into a powerful symbol of the struggle between good and evil, between hope and despair, leaving American audiences, with their deep belief in justice and humanity, shivering at the stark inequity of fate and destiny. On a stormy night, when torrential rain poured down and fierce winds swept through the narrow village streets, Amara lay bedridden, her life force fading away with each fragile heartbeat. In that damp, chilling atmosphere, Sefu, her cold-hearted husband harboring sinister schemes, secretly enacted his ruthless plan. Feigning concern, he softly suggested that her two children, Kani and Kira, must leave home to find rare medicinal herbs to save their mother. Yet hidden beneath his compassionate facade was a meticulously plotted death trap. Sefu led Kani and Kira along winding, isolated paths through the relentless storm until they reached a dense coastal forest. The ancient trees seemed to whisper with every step, intertwined with the howling wind piercing through the aging branches. He reassured them that within this forest were rare magical herbs capable of curing all ailments, providing hope for their weakened mother. The innocence and trust of Kani and Kira left them utterly unsuspecting, feeling only excitement mixed with curiosity about their new adventure. However, no one knew that behind these caring promises, Sefu had already planned their demise. He guided the twins to a cliff at the edge of the roaring sea, a place notorious among villagers for unexplained disappearances, where nature's harshness preserved haunting memories of grief and loss. Standing in this bleak setting, Sefu seemed to boast quietly, confident in his map of cruelty. Step by step, he deceitfully coaxed Kani and Kira closer to the cliff's edge, tempting them with gentle reassurances of a rare opportunity to save their mother. When they were fully absorbed in his convincing words, Sefu abruptly pushed both children into the freezing waters below. Horrific screams echoed through the night, carrying the unbearable pain of betrayal. Under dim moonlight and pounding rain, the tragedy unfolded in the darkest shades of cruelty and malice. Immediately after witnessing this scene, Seifu staged a heartless performance. Pretending grief, he wept dramatically, crying out to villagers that they've been swept away by sharks. His deceitful words echoed through the village, spreading terror and confusion into the hearts of all. Yet unbeknownst to everyone, hidden beneath the cold waves, a pair of sharp eyes had silently witnessed the entire event, capturing the tragic fate of the innocent twins. The shocking incident etched itself deeply into the minds of villagers who had always trusted the safety of their community. Each raindrop, every whispering wind, seemed to carry the chilling murmurs of dark destiny, revealing a brutal truth. People might wear countless masks, but they can never truly conceal the evil within. With a fake smile and cold eyes, Seifu had manipulated innocent trust into a tool for his selfish ambition. Thus, on that stormy night beneath a pitch-black sky, the story of Kani and Kira, alongside Amara's tragedy, added another mournful chapter. Though unfinished, the pain and betrayal lingered, haunting every breath of the village, as a stark reminder that sometimes those who appear kind and trustworthy carry within them the hidden souls of unnamed enemies, always waiting for the right moment to unleash the weapon of destiny. Deep within the vast ocean, where nature's secrets lie hidden beneath layers of deep water, exists a sacred place known to underwater dwellers as the Eye of the Ocean. This region glistens through every wave like a mystical painting drawn by nature itself, a sanctuary where lost souls find solace and protection. There, ruling over this sacred realm, is Layla, a beautiful mermaid glowing with the splendor of ancient legends. Her golden scales shimmer like the first rays of dawn, and her smooth bronze skin resembles threads woven from sunset's gentle hues. Her radiant golden eyes, precious as the ocean's gems, evoke the eternal beauty of ancient mermaids, divine guardians who have always watched over and sheltered the fragile souls of children forgotten or crushed by fate. On that fateful night, when the sky and earth trembled beneath a raging storm and fierce winds battered the shoreline, an unforeseen tragedy shook the very ocean itself. Amidst the chaos of violent waves, two children, Kani and Kira, who had already endured heartbreaking struggles on land, suddenly fell into the sea. This was not merely a plunge into deep waters, but a moment when their destinies seemed to bend tragically. Amidst the thick darkness, where shadows danced with glimmers of fate, Layla sensed something terribly wrong. Her instinct, as deep as the ocean's call, resonated strongly, signaling that two innocent souls were desperately crying for help beneath the relentless ocean waves. Without hesitation, Layla gracefully moved her arms like a dancer following the rhythm of the waves, swiftly gliding through shimmering coral reefs beneath the misty moonlight. She swam not simply as a creature of the sea, but like a divine spirit emerging from the storm itself, holding the precious ocean silk, a unique treasure woven from the threads of seawater and morning light. This silk, gentle as the ocean's tender lullaby, wrapped protectively around Kani and Kira, shielding them from the biting winds and brutal waves of the stormy night. In that moment, the ocean seemed to pause, listening intently to the call of compassion. Kira, overwhelmed by fear, fainted from the storm raging within her heart, while Kani, eyes wide with terror, was bewildered and confused about what was happening. Yet as panic spread through their trembling minds, Layla gently approached, her soft hand soothing their chilled skin. Her voice, gentle and filled with love, resonated like the calming whispers of the sea flowing deeply into the souls of the terrified children, trapped not only in nature's storm but in destiny's cruelty. "You're not alone, my dear ones," she whispered warmly, like spring sunshine after rain. "Stay here until the truth is revealed." Her words were more than mere comfort. They were the ocean's promise that no matter how fierce the storm, compassion and protection would always shelter vulnerable souls. In that sacred moment, as Layla's gaze overflowed with empathy and determination, Kani and Kira began to sense true safety, despite the storm's relentless fury outside. Within the sacred eye of the ocean, where lost lives are gently healed by hope and love, Layla continued nurturing the children with all her heart. She was more than their savior. She became an emblem of faith that, regardless of life's harshest trials, the ocean's depths would always hold sparks of hope, kindness, and tender care for every delicate, wounded soul. These moments, during that stormy and dark night, breathed new life into the heart of nature itself. Each wave, each surge of water seemed to whisper the ocean's secrets, a promise that as long as faith and love exist, every hidden truth, no matter how deeply buried, would eventually come to light. Thus, amidst destiny's fiercest storms, Layla, with her compassion and divine power, lifted these fragile souls, opening a new chapter filled with warmth and hope, proving that love can conquer even the harshest storms of life. Deep beneath the ocean waves, amidst vibrant coral reefs shimmering with radiant light and echoing with melodies from the deep, Kani and Kira were raised as beloved children of the sea. Here they not only learned the language of the waves, but also how to listen closely to the whispers of gentle tides caressing the shore. Each passing day, alongside gentle dolphins, mysterious giant squids, and singing coral reefs, they experienced lessons that only the ocean could impart. In these tender moments, Kani and Kira were no longer abandoned children, but fragile souls embraced by the boundless love and warmth of the ocean's heart. They were nourished by refreshing waters, stories shared by the sea through its rolling waves, and delicate lullabies sung by musical coral reefs, as if every note carried life's profound teachings. Meanwhile, above the surface, the atmosphere was steeped in sorrow and deceit. Sefu, the man who clung to power through dark schemes, orchestrated a sham funeral for the children, a cruel charade designed to mask his crimes. His false tears and fabricated grief echoed through the village, a mournful melody tugging painfully at the hearts of its people. At the same time, he continued quietly poisoning Amara, the woman who had once been the heart and hope of her family. Behind his gentle smiles and outward kindness, Sefu concealed ruthless plots, deepening the unfolding tragedy. Yet, on the other side of existence, Amara's spirit gradually stirred, awakened by a mysterious call from the universe. Strange dreams flooded her restless nights, opening doors to memories long buried and truths left unspoken. Within these dreams, Amara saw vivid visions of Kani and Kira, innocent children playing happily alongside a woman whose long hair shimmered like seaweed beneath the glittering dawn. This woman, captivating in beauty and grace, radiated both strength and gentleness, as if the ocean itself had woven her very soul. These dreams whispered gently of destiny, hinting at the possibility that beyond the boundary of life and death, between reality and dreams, there might yet remain hope, a chance to heal wounds long endured. Simultaneously, deep within the ocean's heart, Layla, the guardian mermaid of the eye of the ocean, realized the time had come to rescue the lost souls above. Understanding she could no longer remain hidden in the cool ocean depths, she resolved to venture ashore and confront the world of humankind. With unwavering determination, Layla slowly transformed herself from a dazzling mermaid back into the form of a woman. Her figure was graceful, yet bore the ocean's powerful strength. Her long hair flowed like vast strands of seaweed along the shore, her eyes brimming with compassion and a resolve for redemption. The journey from ocean depths to shore was far from easy. Layla swam tirelessly through endless waters, traversing coral reefs filled with memories of forgotten souls, her heart carrying solemn promises of protection and hope for children cast aside by the cruelty of the world. Beneath the silvery moonlight, her human form emerged like an ocean messenger from another realm, ready to face humanity's harsh reality. She carried with her not only nature's raw strength, but an unshakable belief that love and compassion could wash away all deceit and darkness with the steady passage of time. Amidst the chaos on land, with a fraudulent funeral and ongoing plots slowly plunging Amara into despair, Layla's arrival became a glimmer of hope piercing the gloom. Her journey from deep beneath the waves symbolized not merely the return of an ocean child, but also affirmed the inevitable revelation of truth, proving that love and kindness could overcome even the harshest storms. With each footprint left upon the sandy shore, soaked with seawater, Layla delivered the ocean's promise to all weary souls. Life still prevailed, and love held the power to heal all wounds. Thus, between two colliding worlds, the forgotten souls beneath the waves and the greed-driven lives on land, the intertwined stories of Kani, Kira, Amara, and Lila slowly unraveled destiny's tapestry. It was a destiny fraught with tragedy, yet illuminated by hope, offering the promise of brighter days ahead, where truth would ultimately surface and the ocean's boundless love would forever protect the fragile spirits of the world. Lila appeared in the village dressed as a mysterious salt seller, but the salt she offered wasn't ordinary. It was pure, sparkling crystals that shimmered silver beneath the old lanterns. Her simple yet subtly exotic attire allowed her to blend effortlessly into the village's humble atmosphere. Yet, from the first glance, her alluring presence and deep, enigmatic eyes captivated everyone around her. Those eyes seemed to contain the entire night sky, unpredictable as crashing waves, both cool and sweetly seductive. Thus, it wasn't long before Sefu, a greedy man, infamous for his lust for power and his weakness for beautiful women, quickly took notice of her. Recognizing Sefu's vulnerabilities, Layla skillfully began to approach him, weaving a subtle psychological game like a master artist, threading delicate strands. She spoke softly, intertwining her words with haunting memories from the past, aiming to awaken unresolved emotions within him. Each phrase Layla uttered was like a gentle melody, radiating the serene yet powerful confidence of the sea, drawing Sefu deeper into a whirlpool of promises and lingering obsession. Under her deft influence, memories of his past surfaced, and the hardened shell of his greed softened, making him unexpectedly vulnerable and easily manipulated. One night, beneath the moonlight glittering like diamonds upon the deep black sky, Layla invited Sefu to the seaside, sitting together on cool stones where gentle waves murmured alongside the soft ocean breeze. The atmosphere felt romantic yet tense, with unspoken secrets. Layla poured Sefu a cool drink whose rich taste blended perfectly with the salty sea air, clouding his mind in a hazy intoxication. Her eyes sparkled with determination and temptation, as if daring Sefu to confront the harsh truth he'd hidden deep within. In that fateful moment, Layla leaned forward, her voice warm and soothing like a lullaby of waves, asking a penetrating question that made the air suddenly still. If you had everything, wealth, power, but at the cost of innocent lives, would you do it? Her question ignited the darkness within Sefu, shining a revealing beam directly into his concealed inner world. Drunk on wine and greed, Sefu laughed carelessly, unaware that his next words would shatter every secret he'd concealed. In his intoxicated arrogance, he could not suppress his confession, blurting out, "I pushed them into the sea myself, but who will ever know? The fish have eaten them all." His words echoed like thunder through the quiet night, shocking the world around him into stunned silence. In that very instant, nature seemed to share in the unfolding tragedy. The ocean wind howled violently, carrying icy rain as if the sea itself cried out in anguish. Towering waves roared, threatening to wash away all deception. Amidst this tempest, Layla, embodying both the ocean's strength and the wisdom of ancient spirits, slowly rose, her eyes blazing like a beacon of hope in the night. Quietly, she bowed farewell and melted into the dense mist, leaving behind only silence heavy with mystery and turmoil. Layla's disappearance served as a stark omen that certain things, once done, could never be undone. It was a firm reminder that in the world of greed and sin, the truth would always find its way into the open. Even as Sefu believed he'd achieved victory, justice, in Layla's form, lingered quietly but relentlessly, reminding him that every act of wickedness would eventually face nature's judgment. Layla's fleeting gaze in the night warned clearly, no truth could remain buried forever, for the light of justice inevitably pierces the darkest clouds of deceit and wrongdoing. Thus, beneath the silvery moonlit sky and endless ocean, the tale of Layla, Sefu, and the secrets revealed transformed into a poignant melody, heavy with powerful emotions, sin and yet full of hope. Those who witnessed were left speechless, carrying wounds that would never fully heal. A powerful warning that the truth, no matter how hidden in darkness, will ultimately surface beneath the gentle yet unyielding light of justice and compassion. The next morning, as the sun rose behind heavy clouds, the entire village erupted into shocked chaos. Hurried footsteps echoed along small pathways, accompanied by anxious whispers that filled the chilly air, for everyone had discovered something unbelievable. Layla, the mysterious woman who sold peculiar salt, the enigmatic mermaid-like figure who once appeared as if conjured by magic, had vanished without a trace. The atmosphere suddenly grew heavy with unease, and in the hearts of villagers, a question arose. Was she merely an oceanic apparition, or had she been a miraculous presence that came and went, leaving behind indelible memories? Before villagers could fully process Layla's disappearance, another incredible miracle shocked them. Amara, the woman whom everyone believed was fading into death, suddenly awoke, filled with life as if granted a divine blessing. Her body had miraculously healed, her complexion glowing vibrantly, leaving everyone astonished and amazed. Her mysterious resurrection reignited hope in every heart, as if nature's miracle had swept away the shadows of fate. And yet, shortly thereafter, the village gates echoed with the sound of small footsteps. Two children, Kani and Kira, suddenly appeared, alive after nights of unimaginable darkness. Silently, they emerged amid the crowd, eyes filled with confusion, pain, and vulnerability. The villagers were stunned, murmurs spread rapidly, mixed with awe and fear. They're alive? How is that possible? The question resonated, awakening memories of a terrifying night saturated with tears and loss. Amidst that tumultuous mood, Kani, with a small but courageous voice, stepped forward and recounted the tragic story they had endured. His tale wasn't merely an account of a fateful night. It vividly portrayed suffering, tears shed in the vast ocean. He described the stormy night when they were pushed into the raging sea, the moon faintly witnessing their frightened cries. He spoke of Layla, the mermaid who appeared amidst the turmoil, whose gentle hands saved them, carrying them to the safe sanctuary of the mystical ocean realm, the Eye of the Ocean. He recounted with heavy sadness the cruelty of their stepfather, Sefu, who exploited suffering, deceit, and greed, casting their family into an abyss of despair, and who mocked their lives as mere pawns in his cruel game. Kani's story resonated through the village as a sorrowful anthem, etching the image of betrayal and karmic retribution into everyone's hearts. The crowd listened silently, eyes reddened with tears, hearts burdened by the anguish of betrayal and abandonment. The raw truth not only exposed the haunting memories of that dreadful night, but also fiercely condemned deceit and cruelty. In this heavy atmosphere charged with outrage and justice, Sefu, the man whose sinister plans aimed to control and destroy lives, had nowhere left to hide. Surrounded by villagers, he was bound tightly to a central pole, facing a sea of eyes filled with disappointment and hatred. Before hundreds of witnesses, Sefu was compelled to confront justice, accused of crimes undeniable. The illuminating light of truth exposed his dark secrets, and fate had finally come to demand accountability for his sins. At that moment, amidst villagers' cries and pleas, a powerful message echoed clearly. Truth, no matter how deeply hidden, will eventually surface, and evil deeds, no matter how cunningly concealed, will ultimately face justice. The miraculous rebirth of Amara, the astonishing survival of Kani and Kira, and the enigmatic arrival of Layla had become symbols of hope, justice, and retribution against those who exploit others. Although deeply scarred by unforgettable loss, the villagers drew strength to stand bravely for truth, bathed in the pure, unwavering light of justice. Sefu, burdened by his guilt and dark deeds, could no longer escape the justice of fate. In the gloomy shadows of a fading afternoon, he was captured and banished to the Forbidden Forest, a place shrouded in the darkness of ancient curses, from which no soul had ever returned alive. The forest was not only an earthly hell, but also a silent witness to countless sins, shattered dreams, and crushed hopes. Towering ancient trees, their thick canopies ominously whispering warnings to any soul daring to pass, dominated the landscape. The haunting space, with its damp, decaying earth, heavy air, and wind whispering sinister secrets through the leaves, made every step Sefu took echo with the haunting weight of past judgments. Before Sefu was led away from the village, in that fateful moment, Layla, remembered by all as an embodiment of miracles and justice, once again rose from the vast ocean. Beneath the silver moonlight, she appeared amidst a veil of mist, like an ethereal ocean spirit. Her cold yet profoundly sorrowful eyes, accompanied by a voice resonating deeply in rhythm with the waves. That sound carried a prophetic weight, echoing the pain and retribution of countless souls she had protected. Standing majestically before Sefu, graceful yet imposing, Layla spoke, her voice heavy with the ocean's authority and solemn responsibility. You have betrayed not only a woman, but have dared to steal the future from innocent children. From this day forth, wherever your feet touch, the earth shall wither dry, waters shall run murky, and the fire in your heart shall never cease to burn until your soul repents. Layla's curse clung to each drop of dew, lingered in the chilling winds of the forbidden woods, and echoed across the darkened landscape, causing the entire forest to fall silent in horrified awe, as though time itself had paused. Sefu, once confident in his authority and skilled at exploiting the trust of others, was now overwhelmed by fear and crushing remorse. His eyes, which once shone with greed, now radiated terror, as though he had finally understood that fate would eternally pursue him for every sin committed. Each heavy step Sefu took away from the village seemed burdened with punishment for unforgivable deeds. From that moment onward, Layla's curse began spreading. Wherever Sefu stepped, the atmosphere changed. The soil dried up, and the sea waters turned muddy, a constant reminder to all of the price paid by those who commit evil. That chilling sense of doom, of a fate destined to suffer, embedded itself deeply into the hearts of the villagers, serving as a living testament to destiny's vengeance. In everyone's memories, the image of Layla, her hair gently flowing in the breeze, eyes profoundly contemplative, and her voice echoing like an indictment against evil, would never fade. She had become an enduring symbol of justice, a testament to the inevitable reckoning awaiting hidden wrongdoings. And Sefu, within the depths of the Forbidden Forest, would be forced to endure that curse until his heart genuinely repented, even if it burned away completely, for no flame could ever fill the emptiness left by his crimes. Thus, in the bleak confines of the Forbidden Forest, where every soul must confront the shadows of the past, the tale of Sefu and Layla's curse became a painful yet powerful lesson. that betrayal and greed would always be punished by the justice of nature, illuminated by truth's eternal light, no matter how deeply one tried to conceal their sins. As the storms of the past gradually faded with time, Amara stood beneath the gentle glow of dawn, embracing her beloved children. Within that warm embrace, she felt comforted and filled with renewed hope, as if the ocean itself had stretched out its arms to protect those once lost souls. Yet, on that full moon night, within the mysterious silence as the moonlight seeped gently through the leaves, Lila, the mermaid who had once saved her children and brought miracles into her life, appeared before Amara in a sacred moment, as if the sea itself was bidding farewell. Layla approached slowly, steps as delicate as a spring breeze, her eyes shining softly yet brimming with the secrets of the deep ocean. In that moment, balanced delicately between darkness and moonlight, the mermaid spoke in a warm, resonant voice filled with profound emotion. "Amara, I saved your children, but there's something you've never known. Kani and Kira are not the offspring of the husband you once loved. Surprisingly, they're the fruit of a sacred covenant between you and the ocean. That stormy night you went out to sea praying desperately amidst the fierce winds and rain, hoping the divine would grant your deepest wish, to become a mother, to nurture life born from the boundless depths." Her words resonated like the ocean's heartbeat, echoing through the tranquil night and leaving Amara utterly stunned. In that instant, a rush of indescribable emotions overwhelmed her, bringing memories flooding back from the distant past. Exactly as Layla said, Amara recalled that stormy night years ago, rain pouring down as if heaven itself wept, when she had bravely knelt by the sea, desperately whispering her prayer amidst roaring winds, uncertain if her dream of motherhood would ever come true. That heartfelt plea, whispered into the vastness of the ocean, had altered her fate forever, granting her the most precious gift destiny and time could offer. Now, Kani and Kira, children with bright eyes, pure laughter and warm hearts, were not merely her pride, but also living proof of the miraculous power of compassion. Born from heartfelt wishes and the ocean's blessing, they were rays of light amidst darkness, embodying the love and hope of a woman who had endured unimaginable pain, loss, and solitude. As moonlight shimmered through thin mist and the salty scent of the ocean lingered, Layla slowly faded into the night, leaving Amara deeply moved. The mermaid, who had once brought life, protected and sheltered her children, was departing, but her words remained etched into Amara's heart. A sacred reminder. The ocean always knows how to love and protect vulnerable souls, and sometimes miracles emerge from places we least expect. With tears welling in her eyes, Amara held Kani and Kira tightly, as though embracing the whole world. Gratitude and nostalgia filled her heart, as she realized every loss and pain from the past had finally transformed into strength, solidifying her faith in life's miracles. Under that mysterious moonlight, Amara quietly vowed to herself to nurture and protect these children, ensuring they always remembered, no matter how tumultuous life became, their mother's love and the ocean's compassion, embodied by Layla, would forever guide and illuminate their path. Amara was no longer the fragile woman of her past. She became the guiding light of her village, using her resilient spirit and wisdom to build a harmonious, compassionate community alongside her two children. Under her guidance, the village gradually recovered from past tragedies, becoming a sanctuary of renewed faith and hope. Kani and Kira grew up sheltered by the ocean's embrace. From childhood, they learned the language of the waves, sensing every rhythm of nature as if hearing whispers from the deep. Occasionally, on clear nights under the moon's soft glow, they could still hear Layla's voice calling gently, a reminder of ancient legends and the ocean's divine protection. Deep beneath the ocean waves, Layla the mermaid continued quietly safeguarding innocent souls, children overlooked by fate. Within the sound of the tides, she softly whispered to the sea, "When humanity forgets compassion, the ocean itself will speak. Those whispers echoed across every shoreline, gently reminding humanity to cherish kindness and life itself. You have just witnessed a poignant, yet hopeful legend. A tale of sacred motherhood, painful betrayal, and nature's justice. Could such secrets still lie hidden somewhere out there, deep within the vast ocean? Follow us, share this story with your loved ones across America, and inspire us to continue with part 2, where the ocean-born children Kani and Kira must confront a dark force rising from the deepest waters.